Hi, my name is Ben Freer, and today I'm going to talk about investments for the E-2 visa. Specifically, I will answer this question: what does not count as part of your investment? When you apply for the E-2 visa, you will have to show that the investment that you have made is large enough to make your business operational and ensure that it will be successful. Now, this sounds simple enough, but oftentimes this type of situation will come up. An investor forms an entity, they transfer money into the E-2 business bank account, and then they start to spend the money. If their purchases are for business purposes, then generally they will count towards the investment. However, there's some common examples of expenditures that will not be counted as part of the investment. So I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the things that you more than likely will not be able to include in your investment tally. As I go through these examples, you will notice an overarching theme. And the general theme is that expenditures that are not closely related to the business operations are unlikely to be counted. So let's first talk about travel expenditures. Here's a common question that I hear. I visited the United States in visitor status and I set up the entity, I opened a bank account. Can I count my travel expenses as part of the investment? Unfortunately, it is doubtful that the US government would accept these expenditures as part of the E-2 investment because they are not directly related to the business. While you may have set up the business on your trip, you probably also visited friends and family, went out to eat, and primarily engaged in non-business related activities. Therefore, the cost of your flight or your hotel or your meals would be best left off the investment tally. So what about car purchases? I hear this question a lot as well. Well, the answer to this will depend on the type of business that you will be operating. If you own a business that will require services that are performed in your customers' homes or at their place of business, then some type of automobile will obviously be required. For example, a cleaning business, a lawn care business, a painting business. All of these types of businesses will need automobiles to operate. Now, obviously, the type of car that you choose has to match the business operations. For example, a van would probably work for your painting business, but if you bought a two-seater convertible instead, then obviously this would raise some eyebrows. What about businesses that do not require travel to their customers or clients' location? For example, what if you're opening a law practice or a consulting company? Trying to count a car purchase as part of your investment for these types of businesses may be a stretch, since these services are usually performed remotely or at the physical location of the actual E-2 business. Another question that commonly comes up relates to uncommitted rent payments. If your business requires a physical location, then rent payments can be counted towards the investment total. However, just because you sign the lease, that does not mean that you can count the future rent payments in your investment. But on the other hand, if you pay in advance or place future rent payments in an escrow account and have an agreement that the money will be released upon issuance of the E-2 visa, then you could include these funds as part of your committed investment. This comes as a surprise to a lot of people, but personnel costs are not typically counted towards the investment. They are not typically included, since the presumption is that these personnel costs will be paid out of the revenue that is generated from the business. However, that is not to say that it's not useful to show that you have employees. Quite the contrary, if you can show that your business is generating revenue and employing other people, you'll be in a much better position to show that your business is a real and operating commercial enterprise, which is one of the requirements of the E-2 visa. Evidence of personnel will also show that your business is not marginal. So you will absolutely include this information. It will be beneficial, but don't expect personnel costs to count towards the actual investment number. Okay, let's talk about entertainment expenditures. Let's say you have a business that relies on good old-fashioned referrals. If this is your business model, you're probably going to spend some time wining and dining your referral partners. Maybe you'll go out for nice meals or attend concerts and sporting events. While this is fun and absolutely necessary for many businesses, expenditures for entertainment will probably be seen as personal, not business related in the E-2 investment context. So to summarize, the categories of investments for the E-2 that may not actually be counted towards the investment total include travel expenditures, cars that are not necessary for the business, uncommitted rent, personnel costs, and entertainment. One huge caveat to all this information is that there are exceptions to every rule. Also, the consulates and the embassies can differ on how they see the investment requirements. Therefore, if you're considering the E-2 visa, I highly recommend that you reach out to one of the many amazing US immigration lawyers that you can find across the globe. They can offer guidance that is tailored to your unique situation. I hope this information was helpful. If you did enjoy this video, please like it or pass it along to someone who could benefit from it. Thank you for your time.